And for the better part of 25 years now, I've always maintained underneath the 15% body fat without trying to be lean. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's staying positive, staying productive. In the last few videos of this fitness series, I spoke to you guys about the differences between food choices, portions, meal timings, how your body can react, how to make the best choices for you to get the best benefits mentally, physically, emotionally through food. But now I want to talk a little bit about exercise and lifting in particular, okay? I speak a lot on different social media platforms with Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube about the importance and the benefits of weightlifting for your stress, for your mood, for your energy, for your immune system, for confidence, for to lower anxiety and depression, which is very important. But I want to tell you one of the biggest benefits, because most of the people going to the gym just want to start off to look better, and then they realize the benefits that they get from the exercise and the routine and the discipline, that they can apply these to other factors of their life and be able to level up and gain different levels of abundance. So with exercise, with weightlifting in particular, above all of them, your body has certain needs through your calories and through the macros, as we spoke from the last ones. The highest amount of glycogen storage, coming from mostly carbohydrates in your body, is going to be in your muscles, okay? So that means if you like eating carbs, if you like eating foods, the more lean muscle tissue you hold onto your body, the more food you're going to be able to eat, because your body's going to have a higher resting metabolic rate. So it's very important that you try to incorporate as many days as you can into the gym on a maintainable routine. For some people, it's going to be 3 days. For other people, they're going to be able to do 4 days of exercise in the gym or even at home. 5 days for some 6, but I do believe rest is very important in there. So if you can incorporate a good resistance training routine for you to be able to cause the stress to your body to say to itself, okay, he's going to keep doing this or she's going to keep doing this. I need to build some muscle onto my legs or onto my back or onto my arms or my chest or whatever body part you're working on that day. And you give your body the nutrition that it needs. In return, that's how you build more muscle tissue. When you get your macros and your calories in order, you end up putting on more muscle mass, but not putting on more fat. And the more muscle tissue that you put on, the more calories you're going to be able to retain. My body, year round, I'd say my metabolism's set around steady 3,000 calories, which is a lot of food. That's 6 whole meals a day. And sometimes I have to force that in there, because if I don't, and I stay too busy with work or stay too busy with clients, or just some days don't feel like having that last meal or having that first meal in the day, I end up being tired and I feel it in my performance. But in the long run, it's a huge benefit to be able to just keep eating more food and not gaining any weight. I've been exercising since '94 when I was 12, but really started pushing on it when I was 16, 17 years old with the food and understanding the correlation between the training, the exercise, and the body composition. And for the better part of 25 years now, I've always maintained underneath the 15% body fat without trying to be lean. I just eat correctly and my body stays at a certain body composition. And when I'm getting around 15 or 16%, that's when I was at my heaviest, trying to grow a lot of muscle tissue. So, you know, the best of this industry that know the truth behind exercise in a healthy way and nutrition, that aren't promoting the bullshit if it fits your macros, empty calorie counting, always say, and I always preach this too, a person eating the correct amount of the right foods can never get fat, because they just can't fit that much food in their stomach if they're getting the right amount of vegetables, fiber, protein, and good carbohydrates, meal for meal, spread out throughout the day as they should be. A lot of people make the mistake and they look in the mirror and they say to themselves, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I feel, I want to lose some weight, I want to change the way I'm eating, I want to change my behaviors, which is awesome. But 80 to 90% of the time, they take the wrong approach. They don't know exactly how many calories they're getting in a day, and they go from sitting around and not doing much to trying to exercise, take as many classes, do circuit classes, weight lift, do some stuff at home, walk before work, walk after work, do everything possible. And in turn, they end up lowering their metabolism because they're eating less and less food. And when they first start seeing some results on the scale, they get happy and they're like, okay, I'm on track. Let me just keep doing this. And then at some point they plateau and they're like, all right, I got to minus a little bit more calories and do just a little bit more exercise. And then they burn out completely because they probably went from eating 2,000 or 3,000 calories a day of empty foods to now they're trying to eat 1,000 or 800 or 900 calories of healthy foods, and they're trying to do an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of exercise a day, and their body just doesn't have the nutrition and also doesn't have the muscle mass or rest inside of there to be able to maintain this. So the best approach would be to try to find out how many calories you need a day on training days, on non-training days, and then give yourself the most amount of nutritious foods to hit your macros so that you can be able to grow tissue with your routine and start building muscle. And in return, your body's going to start dissipating fat, and you're going to be able to see the results on the scale, but not be tired, and focus on trying to gain lean muscle tissue. And it's not easy. Women think, I'm going to weight lift and I'm going to end up in bulking. Look, 70% of guys out there have a gym membership, and I would say maybe 5% of men or 4%, maybe you would see walking on the street on a t-shirt or on a beach and ask them for advice. So they're obviously not doing it right, and it's not that easy to just gain muscle. But when you get in the right program and you start gaining the right tissue, you start seeing the results, you start getting the energy, you start seeing your body change in its shape, you'll be able to have a linear plan and be able to adjust your calories to be able to get leaner, grow more muscle, do some small cuts, and grow some more. For a female, 35 to 40% of your lean body tissue is going to be from your waist down. It's going to be your glutes, your butt, your hips, your thighs. You definitely want to be able to hit your lower body at least twice a week, okay? And you can do this at home. I'm not saying you have to have a gym to look good, to just be a really fit, healthy, everyday going adult. You can do routines at home. You can buy a couple simple pieces of equipment. But for a female, at least one full upper body day and 2 lowers. And for the men, same thing. If you can't do 4, 5, 6 days a week in the gym or at home with your exercises, just make sure that you hit the 4 major muscle groups: your chest, your back, your shoulders, your legs, to be able to grow as much lean tissue from head to toe symmetrically so that you can be able to raise your metabolism. And this is how you get leaner through lifting. This is how you see so many athletes that don't preach the right message. They love to share their cheat meals. They love to share their big dirty dinners out, and their post-workout meals sometimes after legs, or sprinters or track athletes after a big day of practice, how they can consume so much food. You see them house a whole pizza and a burger or a tub of ice cream after their pasta, and they never change. And you'll say to yourself, oh, maybe it's because of drugs and could be because of fat burners. For the most part, it's going to be because of their metabolic rate from the food. Yeah, some people are using PEDs, but I'm an advocate of, preaching the truth out there. And since my competitive days have been over and years off of TRT or any PEDs, my metabolism didn't really change a lot. I slightly decreased it a little bit for the 14, 15 kilos of muscle that I tried to lose to come down to a healthier weight. But I still need 5, 6 meals a day. I still need 5, 6 meals a day just to get by, not to have my sugar drop and not to, my body just goes crazy for food from doing nothing. So when I do incorporate 5 more minutes to my walk, or 10 more minutes to my walk, or a couple of more sets in the gym to my certain days of the week, my body shifts quickly. I'll go from 11 or 12% in a couple of weeks down to 10. And then I can say to myself, all right, well, why don't I add 5 more minutes to my cardio for the next 2-3 weeks, and I'll go from a 10 down to an 8. And this is how you see the photos of me throughout the year change before I go on holiday or before my birthday every year, as I like to do 2 cuts a year. So make sure that as best as you can for yourself in your life in general, whether you want to gain muscle tissue or look different or just want to be healthy, because to get the stress out, it's amazing. To feel good, it's amazing. It's a drug. It literally reduces your stress, and you can't feel anxious or depressed after you exercise, after you lift, okay? Because emotion is transferred through movement. And when you see somebody when they're sad and they're down, they breathe shallow and they'll be hunched over. And you'll see somebody when they're expressing joy, when they're expressing happiness, they're expressing excitement, they're moving. That's how people dance, that's how people sing, that's how people make love. So you can't be doing something along the lines of excitement or joy or happiness and feel down. You can't go for a run, a walk, do a weightlifting class, a boxing class, lift some weights, go for a good swim or a bike ride and feel down. So it's amazing for your body. It's such a good benefit. But aside from that, you want to look good and you want to enjoy eating good food. You don't want to be starving all the time to look a certain way in your business suit, or so that you can be a fit mother and a good example for your kids, or because you're on the dating scene and you want people to respect you and think that you take care of yourself. So if you incorporate the weights and learn to get leaner through lifting, this is something that's going to carry you through life. And you don't have to look at food as it's a negative. You'll just know that on certain days with more activity, you can have the pasta, you can have the pizza, you can have the ice cream, but you're not going to have to say no to everything and anything, because your body's going to need the calories. So I hope this brings you guys some value. I hope you guys can concentrate more when you're in the gym on your weightlifting to try to grow tissue, and not go in the gym just to burn calories and do ridiculous movements for a certain amount of time and get out of there. Okay, that's very important. Go into the gym thinking about building muscle tissue, nourishing it before and after your training times, having hydration and having the right nutrients in there. That window does exist. If you went to the gym in the morning, you need food before it and after it. And who cares the rest of the day? And vice versa. If you were going to the gym in the evening time and you ate a good breakfast and had a good lunch, but you don't have food for about 4 or 5 hours until you go to the gym, and you don't have much afterwards, you're not going to get the benefits. So I hope this brings you guys some value. I hope it can get you a little bit closer to your goals. I hope it changes some of you to actually join a gym or to buy some exercise equipment for your home so that you can give a good example for yourself and for your people, for your family. If you have any questions, all the information's in the bio. Give me an email, give me a DM, and stay positive, stay productive. Don't let anything or anyone take away the life that you want.